All right, guys. I think we can start. Mic test again. All right. Hi, welcome everyone. Welcome to the first webinar of our series of our webinars from 10 and 10 Ripster. So today we will talk about our most common issue that all of us face, right? I have faced this issues. Most of you guys face this issue. And everyone out there who is successful at some point of time, he faced this issue. And a lot of us are still struggling with this over the years. So that's what we're going to talk about is trading psychology, mastering that emotional and psychological aspect of trading. What we will look at, what are the common mistakes that all of us do, and how can we solve them? And I promise you, after the end of this webinar, you will have more clarity and more clarity how to proceed and look in the market and trading in a different perspective. So let's start. So let me ask you something, right? When we start trading, what is our first mindset? Let's see, some few of you started, you came to the stock market. What were you thinking? What was your mindset? Right? Make money, right? Anybody else? Be rich. Okay. Yeah. So have you ever heard somebody who came to the market thinking he will lose? So that's the problem right there. We come to the market because we have seen some of our friends has made really good in markets. Maybe one of our uncles became a millionaire in the markets, or we saw somebody, online doing like great, financially independent. And we all have that vision that we will make money, but none of us comes in the market thinking we will lose money. And which is the truth and which is the part set. And right there is where your mindset is wrong before you come to this market. So that mindset is money focused mindset, but the trader's mindset should be process focused. It should be systematic success focused mindset, not money focused mindset. So the correct mindset is what will separate us as a good trader, consistent, or a bad trader. And the problem is that for years, we are stuck with the wrong mindset, and either we quit because we never really changed our mindset because our mind is stubborn. We will talk about it in the next slides. Or when we finally realize after losing so much money in the market that there's something wrong with our way of thinking in the stock market. And then by the time we have lost so much money already. So the correct mindset is one which is, which is dedicated, focused, you're disciplined, confident, we don't have any ego, we have no fear of losing, and we have no attachment to money. No attachment to money, right? Sounds weird, right? It's all about money. And we are saying that there is no attachment to the money, right? So that is correct. That is the correct, right? Because if I'm saying there should be no attachment to money, and the stock market is all about making money. So that is the problem right there. That is the problem right there, because we focus so much on making money that we have an ego barrier in front of our mind that stops us from succeeding. Because when we start, let's say we have no system, and we will talk about those things. When we start, we have no system, and we basically jump in. We make some fluke money. Okay, we tried some strategy. It worked in a bull market. That is working. We make some money. Then eventually, when we start to lose money, then the downward spiral starts. Then we forget about the process. We forget about our long-term goals. We completely forget that it's just one day or few months of our trading when we are supposed to trade for our whole life as a professional. And then that's when you try to chase the money you lost. Your mindset is all about getting the freaking money back, the one you lost. And then you go into downward spiral. And every trade, your mindset is wrong. Every trade, every day, every morning you wake up, your mindset is completely wrong. That mindset reflects in your every trade you take. And then we start to blame the markets. Then we start to blame market is rigged, or they are against us. I cannot get everything right. And that is all what the wrong mindset is. We only make emotional decisions. We do not make any trading system based decisions. Yeah, because we are emotional, right? We want came to the market to make money, and hey, we are losing money. What's going on here? So we try to recover that, or try to make impulsive trades and all that. And we are not able to manage our risk if we don't have a trader's mentality. We take a small loss and we are like, wow, this is my hard-earned money, I cannot lose it. Maybe I wait a little bit, maybe the stock bounces, maybe I don't lose that much. And we just, that's emotional decision. If that's not a trading mindset decision, because you are hoping and praying, and you have no clue about the process, right? And we forget our long-term goals and our sustainability. We will make one bad decision that will wipe our all trading, our career. It takes us month to do 10, 20, 50 good trades, good profitable trades, and then takes one bad trade to wipe it all off. One bad trade will wipe it all off, guys. And we all do mistakes. I have done those mistakes too. And lost a lot of money even after being successful. One mistake costs a lot of your work. So mistakes will happen, right? But all that should be part of our process, where those mistakes do not affect us. Mistakes do not affect our long-term goal. Mistakes do not affect what we are trying to do, what we are trying to achieve. But if we still have that monetary mindset, um, and we don't have a proper trading mindset, we will keep doing the same mistakes. We are not willing to make 10 trades with one share or one contract, because who cares? You will not make money if you are just trying to do one share, 10 contracts. No, heck no. Let me go with 1,000 shares. Let me go with 100 contracts. And that's not the way, because unless you have mastered your trading setups, which we'll talk about in next slides, you are still in that complete emotional mindset. You have to let it go. That's the point, right? So the attachment to money has to be gone for you to execute better. If you keep holding to the money attachment, you will not do good. You will not. That's the biggest difference, right? All the traders, investors, my friends who work for prop firm, they are all the same. Yes, they make killing on a day. Yeah, they are a little happy, but they don't go crazy jumping the, hey, I made so much today. Hey, man, I made 600-700 on the lotto. Wow. They don't do that, because they have a trader's mindset. That's why they are successful, consistently winning. And if we are going into depression and stress after our loss, we still don't have our trader mindset, because one trade is sending us to a depression, because this is our work, our profession. It's supposed to be any other work. Yes, it is stressful than more other works, but it should not ruin our way of thinking, how we take the day and all that. So anyways, guys, there's a lot to talk. So this was just, it happens to all of us. We do every one of us do all of that. So let's just go into next slides and see. A proper mindset and trading psychology will assist us in dealing with losses and drawdowns, because we will always have a predetermined plan in place which will let us handle it. We will not be crying anymore if we go to a trade, it goes against us. We already know, our mind already knows, dude, this was the plan. We can minimize the emotional impact, and we prevent impulsive actions driven by further losses. Once we have a proper trading mindset, we will improve our risk management, we will improve our behavioral bias, we will improve our decision making. Right? Decision making should be process oriented, not emotions oriented. If your decision is emotions oriented, like you lost in the morning and you're trying to get the money back, just because you lost, you don't want to end that day red. That's emotion based decision making. And we'll see continuous improvement once we change our mindset, right? And you have to do a lot of things to change that. we can. It's all in our hands. So stock market is a rapid decision making is needed. Having a right mindset, emotional control, psychological understanding can be a difference between success and failure. Developing a positive and disciplined mindset, managing emotions, and applying these psychological principles to your trading strategies can contribute significantly to your long-term profitability. Okay, so first of all, guys, before we even go ahead, are we ready to accept that something is wrong? Are we? If we think that there's nothing wrong, it's just I don't have a good strategy. Maybe I don't have a good indicator. That's why I'm not succeeding. Then we will never. Then this webinar is of no use. So, are we ready to accept that whatever is happening with us is a result of our behavior and it's not markets? It's not that market is rigged. It's not that you're trying to take it, whatever trade you take goes against you. No, that's not it. Market is same for everyone. Whatever outcome happens in your trading is result of your behavior. You choose to FOMO in a news play. You chose to short something which you thought is super high. You chose to size 2000 shares or size whole your portfolio in when you could have only added a little bit. It's all your decisions. It's all your behavior. So maybe, let's say, for example, in last 6 months, somebody is down, his whole account is wiped off, and he's saying, "Oh, market is to blame." Maybe let's say his $100,000 got wiped off. Maybe in those last 6 months, he did not size crazy. He did not have money mindset. Maybe he only did 10 shares, 50 shares, trying to figure out the market. Maybe he would have most of his account still alive. So it was not the market, right? You cannot ever blame the market. If we blame the market, we cannot be traders or investors. You go online, you see on Twitter or wherever people are blaming, hey, you this hey, market is against me, all that. So no, you cannot do that. So we have to accept that, guys, our behavior, whatever we are facing is outcome of our behavior and not the markets. Are we ready to accept that we have to change the focus from trying to make money to trying to master the execution? I repeat it every day. I hope I can put it more in everybody's mind, especially who is struggling. You have to accept that. You have to stop making money. First, master the execution. You have to accept it. You simply have to accept it that you are not focusing to master the execution. You are focusing to make the money because every morning you promise yourself, today I will master the execution. But again, you go a full position into a trade. If your account allows you to take 1,000 shares, you will take 1,000 shares because heck, you don't want to make $20. Hey, you don't care about $30. Yeah, I will master the execution later. Let's make the money. Market is squeezing. So no, because just because market squeezed and you took a random trade today and made some money doesn't mean anything, because you have to admit you have to master your execution. Are we ready to accept our continuous self-destructive tendencies, and if we are working on them or not? We as the traders all have self-destructive tendencies. We go on revenge trading, we want more green, we want to trade every day, we want to force trades. These are all self-destructive tendencies, and it's with everyone. Just most traders do that, and maybe they do once or twice, and they understand their self-destructive tendencies. I had a self-destructive tendency of trying to short penny stocks in after hours, and I finally left that self-destructive tendency after that cost me really, really big. So you need to understand that you have those self-destructive tendencies, and are you working on them or not? So that is very important, guys. So let's look at what are common mistakes, what are mistakes most of us do, I still do, We all do. And then we'll try to figure out how can we, get over those mistakes. And we can only get over those mistakes if we realize there's an issue. And if tomorrow after this webinar we again go back to the money mindset, then it's not going to work. But anyways, first of all, no setup, no system. Yeah, everybody knows that. I speak about that 10 times a day, and all my old followers probably know well. So we have no setup, no system. We have no plan, no preparation. If we are an investor, we just saw something, some guy with 400,000 followers said it's a good stock. We just added it. Even if we added it, we didn't even use any stops or any risk management. So we had no plan. FOMO and chasing. We always see, oh, this stock is going higher. If it goes more higher, I'm going to miss it. Ignoring what happens every time you FOMO. Impatient trader. So we become impatient, like today, right? If today was a trend day and you took the profits early, every time your trade is green, you take the profits early. What's the problem? And when it's a losing trade, you hold it, you hold it for eternity. If you stay impatient trader, you will never grow, big. A patient trader today would have grown his account very, very big because he followed the system or held his, right? Okay, so trading on emotions. We always trade on emotions. When we have lost a lot of our money, we are running around to make that money back. We are trading on emotions. If we are green for the day and we go red, and then we try to go back green again, then we are trading on emotions. So let me see, make sure the code is correct. So second, guys, just want to make sure recording. Yeah. So those are the trading on emotions. We are trying to go from red to green, or we want to make more money, or we see that everybody else made more money. Today was the day to make so much money, and I'm still left behind. This guy made 500%. This guy made 600%, and I only made like 5%. No, I need to make more. And those are emotions too, because they are controlling you. So yeah. Okay, let's see next. What was the next issue? Trading on someone else's idea, right? We all know that. I've been talking about that long time, because we think somebody is better than us. Maybe a person with a lot of traders, maybe a person who runs a paid service, maybe a person who shows his gains is better than me. You will take his idea, and without your straight success is always come from you, from your confidence, your conviction, nobody else. The day you realize it, the day change happens. Nobody will be a reason for your success. That mindset you have to change. The mindset to have belief in yourself, mindset to believe in others more than you, right? So yeah, praying and hoping. We take a position, and then, yeah, guys, just turn the cameras off. So we pray and hope that we'll talk in detail. Revenge trading, over trading, turning a green day to red to worse, right? You're little red, you're thinking maybe I go back green, and you make red to worse. No stops, no risk analysis. You always look at how much you will make. You never look at how much will you lose. Before clicking the button, do you even see how much will you lose? You just want to know, hey, how much will I make? Oh, this lotto will make this much. If I buy here, it can go to moon, but you don't see that it can go to down too. Right. Overthinking. We always overthink. We change our plan. We look at our P&Ls and we overthink and change in the plan. You had a plan, you knew your bias is working, your bias is right, but then you change your plan. You get into the trade, and then you overthink, oh, maybe this happens, maybe that happens, oh, maybe market is giving up, I need to cut. And you overthink and you change your plan. Hesitation. You hesitate. You have a proven system. You have you know this is a good setup and still you hesitate, because when the once the good setups come, you miss them. And these all examples are, of our bad mindset. And looking at P&Ls, changing the plan, all these guys are examples of our common mistakes that all of us do. We can't change them overnight, no worries. We can work on them slowly, one by one. And only way to work on them is just putting the money aside. Okay, 1 week, 1 month, if you make just no money, that is fine, right? But we want to make money. That's the problem. That's why we are not able to work on these mistakes. Okay, so let's start with our first mistake, how we improve. No setup, no system, no plan. So this one is, again, I talk about it always. Do you have a setup? I often say, when you go to a restaurant, you order a food every morning. You go to a food and you see, okay, it's nice weather, and maybe I want to have a wine today, or maybe I want to have a beer today. So you have a fixed plan when you go to eat food out. Similarly, when you wake up, you open your book of your setups and you look at the market and you see, hey, this is the setup I have. This is the low float long. This is the gap down short. You should have that list, because that makes your trading structured. Do you have a system? System is different than setup. Setups tells you what you are going to trade. System tells you how you are going to trade. Like how to find entries, where's my risk, where I'm gonna take exit. Just like I have my Ripster cloud systems. Use any system. You need to have a system. And you need to have your setups graded. I talk about it as well, which is a good setup, which is a bad setup. You risk more on a good setup, you risk less on a bad setup. Why are you getting out of a trade? Why are you staying in? Answer yourself. Ask those questions. Don't just randomly get in and not just randomly get out. How many times have you taken a trade without knowing the setup? A lot of times, because you just want to make money. Who cares about setups, man? Just go wake up, make money, and it's all good and nice until you're making that money. What happened, right? 2020, 2021, a lot of traders made money by fluke. A lot of them gave up everything in 2022 and even gave more, right? Because at that time there was no setup, no system, and everything was going. People were making money. You can't do that. If you are taking a trade which you cannot tell yourself why are you taking that trade, you should not be in that trade, because you are making bad habits. You're messing up your psychology. You're messing up your mindset. You're going away from a trader's mindset. So always ask, what is my setup? You will win sometimes, you will lose, but overall you will not have any consistency without knowing your setups. So I talk more about that in my 4 pillars of success video. It's on YouTube. I might do another detailed webinar on the 4 pillars of success. And I already see a lot of improvement from people who follow these 4 things, because this makes your training structured. More than that, it fixes your mind, it fixes your brain, which goes from randomly trying to get overnight rich or randomly trying to get rich to figuring out how we can do it. Yeah. Never be proud of any trading or investment win that you made by fluke or luck. Never be happy of a trade where your execution was bad and you did not respect your rules, but you made money anyways. That builds bad habit, guys. So the point is, let's say you were trying to short something, which is running, and you just think it's too high. Again, bad mindset, no system, just your mind playing with you. It's too high. Look how high it is. You shorted it. Yeah, it faded back. It worked. It worked this time. So every time a stock runs, you think, wow, it's too high. This time it's going to work too. And one of these days, you try to short something and it keeps squeezing. You keep averaging in, and then you will blow out. Either you half your account with options or you get squeezed. So respect your rules, right? And or by fluke, if somebody told you you had a ticker which you invested in, and then some news came or something without a plan, you are just building bad habits. No fluke, no luck. Respect your rules. Don't build bad habits. It is about building habits. Trading is all about habits, guys. Trading is all about habits. You know? So it's all about the habits you build. And the more wrong trades you take, doesn't matter. You can make, like, let's say you double your account on a fluke trade, but or a bad trade, but you just built a very bad habit. In few days, few months, that bad habit will catch up with you, and you will lose it all, right? So you need to yeah, we'll talk about the setups, man. We'll talk about later in some later. So you need to find setup. It's not that hard. Anyways, guys, find a setup, have a system, have a plan. Do not trade without a setup. And I know a lot of us still will trade without a setup because we think something is going and we'll take it. Take screenshots, take journals, uh, put them into different folders with different setups. Today you're taking a gap down long under the pre-market, a gap down short under the pre-market lows, or today this is a midday curl where it's curling in the midday. So you can, those kind of setups. Okay, what's our next mistake? FOMO. Every time we do it. What happened last time we FOMO'd? Do you remember? A lot of you might remember. Most of us have, if we go back and if we see, just we revisit all of our FOMO trades, in end of it, it's a net loser. FOMO trades are net loser. So yeah, that's a good way. I'll do another webinar on how to make a Discord channel to do those screenshots. So yeah, FOMOs are net losers, guys. Every time you do a FOMO trade, remind yourself what happened in the last time you did FOMO. If you continue to think about the money you have lost and you're so desperate to make money, you will keep taking FOMO trades. You will keep taking FOMO trades because in your mind, we are thinking, hey, if I miss this trade, I will miss a great opportunity. If I take this, maybe I will get all my money back. I need to take this trade. And we forget to realize that we are risking more because it's our mind playing with us. It's not us following any consistent theme. It's our mind playing with us. So you have so think that way, guys. I give you a good example, about our emotions, of our wrong decisions that we do. So when Elon Musk made Tesla, right, for a long time he was going through, his company was not making money. So still he kept going, right? It's same thing in trading. You, even if you don't make money, it does not matter. It takes time. Imagine if Elon Musk made some really bad decision when he needed money, he loaned some from somewhere, or something bad decision he made, maybe Tesla would not have been. So how can you imagine succeeding in trading when you're not able to give that much time, where it's not about money, it's about getting, growing. So that's the trader's mindset. And that's where you have to leave these FOMOs. You will continue down a downward spiral of FOMO, revenge, blind buying alerts. So you have to let it go. You have to let it go. Just evaluate. Go back today after the webinar, take a paper and pen, figure out how many times you FOMO'd, how many times you took a trade out of impulse or whatever, and then you will know. Then you will change, because when you show your mind that what you did in past 6 months was wrong, then you will be able to fix your mind. I always say a stubborn mind is our biggest enemy, and it is stubborn. Trust me, it is stubborn. you know so that's what we have to fight. Evaluate, don't repeat your mistakes, set goals, find your process, restart. Respect your money. Okay, you, when we are trading, it's easy to think it's just a number on the screen when it's real money, and especially when we are already losing, and you think, hey, why, I already lost 1,000 for the day, I lose another 200. That does not matter. It does matter, right? you that is the wrong thinking. Take your loss, move on. Don't make rash decisions. Respect. Don't be rash with your cash. Otherwise, you will keep going down that downward spiral. Right? You were read $300 in the morning, and by end of the day you made it 3,000. Who's to blame? Market? Nope, not the market. It's you, because you don't respect your money. You just want it back. Okay. Having FOMO will make us a weak trader. Market is not going anywhere. Trade that is gone, let it go, right? So if I think about today, okay, let's say there was a big today everything ran, right? Everything kind of squeezed crazy way. If I'm just thinking, oh, I missed today's move, this was such a squeeze, that is again a bad mindset. My market is here. Next month, some other day, something will run crazy, maybe Tesla or something will run crazy, some other penny float will go crazy, and you just spend your mental capacity thinking that you missed today. That is the worst mindset, right? I missed so many trades today. Who cares, man? Market is still here. You know, we didn't. Okay, well, what was the biggest runner today? You know, Tesla or whatever it was, right? Microsoft. I don't care. I care about. I did my two good trades. I did Meta because my risk was at 300 defined, right? I took my profits. I'm happy because I executed my plan. I don't care that market went crazy. I don't care that I could have made 300% more. No, that if you have that mentality, you will go downward spiral. You will FOMO yourself again and again and again and again. So let go of that. Markets are not going anywhere. Its journey is long term. Something will come up again. Just be ready. If you lose your cash doing FOMOs, bad trades, when the market gives you opportunity, you would have nothing left. And again, outcome of your own decisions, not the market. It's your own decisions. So you have to admit that. There will always be another 1,000% big runner, guys. Will you be ready and have the money for that next big runner, or you're just going to cry about that you missed today? Remember, when you chase, you are the one providing liquidity to someone else who is going to exit at that price. You will be immediately down or negative in your position, right? Always find it's always, you can always add a stock, always just find your risk level. That's all about it. Your mind should be focused on, okay, if can I enter here, is it a FOMO, or is it I have a defined risk or not? And if you ask me, oh, I cannot figure it out, then spend time figuring it out. You don't have to figure it out by putting your whole account in. You can figure it out with 10 shares. I don't care, one share, does not matter. Figure it out. Figure it out without losing money. I understand small accounts have limited opportunities, so they can't do that. So build your account, find the opportunities where you can learn that. Go to a smaller, trade something that works well with your smaller account, which we will talk about in one of our therapy webinars. Okay, impatient traders. Okay, guys, this is a common one. We are all impatient. I'm guilty of this as well. But now I let my system work. Plan was a trend, but you take a scalp. You take profit too early, and also you hold losers too long. That's kind of same thing. We are patient and losers, impatient and winners. Our losers become big, our winners stay small. If you are impatient, your loser will always be small. Your losers will always be small, guys. You have to build the patience. You have some things we can change. Yes, some things our personality we cannot change. We trade around our own personality. Don't try to trade around somebody else's personality. I know some people who say they don't have patience, so they practice scalping. They became an expert scalper, but they worked hard for it, right? But in the trading, investing overall, you need to have patience. And patience means when your system says it's working. Patience does not mean that you buy a stock at 10 and it goes at 5 and you're patient. No, that is not the patience I'm talking about here. The patience I'm talking about, let your system work. You have a plan, let it work. That is the patience. The losers, once your system says it's done, get out. You see me every day. If it's out, I don't care. Get out. Just don't hope. What was Tesla doing? I was short Tesla. And when my system said, dude, you need to get out. right? So I got out. But if I was like, no, 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 maybe it works, I just should stay in, Tesla would have blown everybody out today. You know me, I guess. So our mind is wired to be defensive. We tend to be patient with our losers and we eager to take profits. So that's the problem. Our mind is defensive. Mind is not built for trading because money is involved. So mind will play games with us. We need to control the mind. It will take time to control the mind. You can only control the mind if you trust your process. If you spend screen time, you spend a lot of time trying to master the execution. Otherwise, mind will always control you. You will be slave of your mind always. And then after a loss, you will realize, and then you will curse yourself. Dude, you did the same mistake again because you listened to your stubborn mind. So, anyways, train your mind to be impatient in losers and patient in winners. Impatient in losers, patient in winners. This will keep your winners big. Right? Let the system ride. Like today, okay. So how was the AMD was going? Let's giving an example. Okay, my system is that if 512 EMAs are 10 minutes is holding, I will hold as long as it holds, especially when I'm deep green. And I hold. It never broke that EMA and I hold. So system is telling me. And cover and you have to cover your P&Ls. If you are in a trade, don't look at the P&L, look at the chart. Look, is your system working or not? Don't look, are you making money or not? And again, it goes back to my initial thoughts where I said size small. So only way you can bring patience is cover your P&Ls, focus on the chart, see if the chart is doing what you expected it to do. Okay. Reduce your position size. If you're impatient, means you have more position size. If a trade is making you nervous, you should not be in that trade. If you, as soon as you press the button and you are you are stressed, means something is wrong. You should not be stressed. And the way you can do is reduce your position size. It is that simple, guys. Imagine you are risking, okay, let's say a person with $50,000 account, if he's risking $5,000 on this one trade, he will be nervous because he's risking 10% of his account. He knows, or let's say he took a big position. He has $50,000 account. He takes a position at $150,000, which is using 2 times his margin. He will be nervous. What if it doesn't work? What is if it doesn't work? And it starts to go a little bit. He takes it off and then it runs and he say, oh, it's still running, and then he goes back with his $150,000, and so that is wrong because he's sizing too big. He could have easily sized, just size like uses not using his margin, just risking $1,000, trying to make little money, not going crazy. That is the only way, guys. We all do that mistake, trust me, right? So I was when I started, I had this, of course, I had a six-figure job, so I had a bigger account, and I was like, I am invincible. And you just start to put the money in, and when you start the more money in, then it starts to hit you. Oh wow, it's my hard-earned money is going. You do those crazy things, so you can't. So size small, guys, size small. You will never make it big if you take out the early. If you go check your last 20 trades. Did you hold them to their full potential or you were just taking them off? Because 5 trades you will take, they run little bit, you take them off. You see me every day, right? Like on many shorts or Lily. Scale out, man. Scale out. Have a if you have shares, have a 400 shares. Take 200 out here, 100 out there. Just scale out. Don't look at P&L. That's the only way you can ride it all day. We were in Lily today. We closed Lily right at the end. Because there was nothing to lose. Whatever I left in the end was, even if it goes zero, I don't care. So if you want to grow, have patience. Tell yourself you need patience. Patience will come when you follow your system. So I have my Ripster cloud system. You find yours, stick with it. All right, guys. Impulsive trading. That happens with all of us. Chasing news. Excuse me. Chasing news. Your own bias. You think that news is good or bad. You ignore technicals. You short the stocks that is on uptrend. You buy the puts. thinking news is bad. So that's the problem. We think, you think, okay, this news is bad. I think it's going down. Oh, this news is good. I think it's going up. You have taken these positions again and again. The news comes, then you right away push the button because last time you saw somebody trading on news, he made a lot of money. You right away you push the button, and right away the stock tanks right after the news. Impulsive trading. Stop doing it. You have to do it. Only way, either you size, like you see the news, you see a resistance break, there should be something your system telling you to take that trade, right? Now, yeah, we take news trades, no worries. So what was the news the other day? There was news on Novavax. Yeah, we traded it. There was the news, but we were watching the volume was holding. Today's opens price broke out. Yesterday's high broke out. So those technicals were driving that news trade, right? But it was not that, right? When I saw the Novavax news, and I have done it, right? Like, and you write your mistakes, on paper. So when you take the news and right away it goes against you. So stop doing that. Stop thinking that what you think is right, and stop thinking something is too high, too low. So that is all impulsive trading, guys. If you cannot, replicate a trade or investment for rest of your trading career, you have no business taking that trade. Just ask yourself every time you take a trade, ask yourself, I have my whole life in front of me. Can I repeat this trade for the rest of my life? If you can, if your answer is yes, I can chase the news right away. Any news come, I press the button, I will make money. Yeah, go ahead. Just press the button on any news. But if your answer is no, or I don't know, don't take that trade. It's that easy. Just tell your mind that, you know. So no, jumping in the news is not the bad thing, but you are you cannot decide news is good or bad. You need to have, yes, you made money doesn't mean everybody will make money. How many newses are which go straight away up and down. So like I gave example of Novavax, volume, technicals, everything combines with the news. If the stock is going down, let's say there's a news and stock is not going up and it's going down, and you think, oh no, news is good, it will bounce back, then what? Then what happens, right? So yeah, if it works for you, it's your repeatable system, stick with it. But I know, many people have this trouble trading the news, so work on it, so should be fine. Making money on a random chance, impulsive trades, no risk analysis, against the trend, chasing random alerts, not sticking to the plan. These are all impulsion trades. Even if you win once or twice, you will build bad habits, as I mentioned before. So avoid impulsive trades. If it's your system, that is fine. Okay, here we go. Hesitating, not pulling the trigger. How many times we have faced where we know this is a good setup and we have a fear, and our fear is because of few reasons. We have fear of losing money. Our mind is not trading mindset. Our mind is money focused. Our mind is not process focused. Our mind is profit focused. So that's why when you have that, you will hesitate. Your hesitation comes from lack of confidence in your setup. If you have a setup, you're trying to size too large. You want to make good money on that, so you are trying to size too large. You do not understand where is your risk level. There are many other reasons, but so hesitation is a big part of it. Only way you can take out of your hesitation is if you have seen that setup 100 times before. If you know, how will the confidence come? Confidence will come with your execution, right? The confidence. And how will you master the execution? Trying to trade the setup with minimal position where you do not lose anything. You're trying to learn. Like, let's say next week 5 days you go to trade. Your focus is not making money for 5 days. Your focus is trying to win at least, um, 6 out of 10 or 12 out of 20 trades. So that's your focus. Because once you are confident to oppose your execution, you see me, right? A lot of times I'm in the open, I say, okay, I'm longing this, longing that. Why? I should hesitate too if I'm saying long, and everybody watching me, because I know it's my repeatable setup. I cannot hesitate. I know that there's volume. I have seen this setup 100 times. I have screenshotted the same setup 100 times. If you hesitated on Rivian, no, I did not hesitate on Rivian. First of all, it was a setup. Second of all, Neo had similar news offering so much volume. Neo did the same thing. So I have historical, similarities of the same pattern or the same setup repeating. That's why I'm not hesitating. If you are hesitating, you need a lot to work, because that's how the things start. You hesitate, the stock moves, you miss it, and then you're fighting your mind, and the next one comes, even a bad setup, you make emotional decision, you long that, and that does not work, you lose money, and then you want to make it back, you want go on a revenge trading, and then you end up your day red. And where did it start from? Hesitating the first trade of the day. So you have to work on that. If you take hesitation out, the only way to work hesitation is to reduce your size, get confident in your setups, and you'll be fine. Okay, so let's see. Noise bias, believing others, praying and hoping. Don't hope and pray, guys. It's never gonna work. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody ever came to save me, right? So it's a part of the game. You can be sorry, feel sorry for yourself. Nothing gonna happen. You have to just keep moving on, keep moving on. You just have to stay in the game long enough to understand the game and play with the rules. Okay. And when I was new too, right? And many times I take a position and then say, oh, because especially when I had lost a lot and I was like, maybe this one works, maybe, oh God, help me, right? You make the pleas and pray for some divine intervention, which never come. So praying is and hoping never works, guys. So moment you realize you have to pray, get out, right? Just get out. And stop looking for the confirmation bias as well, right? You look for, you take a position, and then you go ask another trader, you go ask on FinTwit, hey, what do you think, will this go up tomorrow? Hey, what do you think, will this bounce? Hey, what do you think? That's the confirmation bias, guys, because you took the trade because you had no clue, and then you are trying to find a confirmation bias just to make you feel better. So you're just trying to make yourself feel better, and that's not going to work. You have to cut it out of your trading. If you have to ask somebody, yeah, what do you think it will happen tomorrow? Then you should not be in that trade. So yes, don't trade on noise. Do not pray or hope. Cut that out. Only way again you can do that is what you trade, know what you take, right? And follow a system. Have a system, follow a system. Stop looking for a confirmation bias. Yeah. So if your primary focus, okay, now this is the big one, okay? This is the big one. If your primary focus is pursuing, just you want to make big money in that, just one that trade, right? Then that's not going to work. Why are you in this trade? You are in this trade for long term, right? Your goal is your whole life ahead of you. It's not that just one day. It's not just one day. You have to focus on the rest of your life. So let's see. And focus on preserving your capital and not trying to make more money, because whenever we try to make more money, we change our mindset and then we make wrong decisions. So I already talked about that. When we come to the stock market, we have the same mindset that we are ready to make money. Nobody is ready to lose money. So always be ready to lose money. That will help you change your mindset. Because our dreams, yes, everybody has dreams, right? So listen it up. So everybody has dreams. Okay, somebody wants to have financial independence. Somebody wants to work from home. Somebody wants to buy a crazy car, or somebody, wants to help his family, whatever, right? But those dreams should not overpower your goals. I go back to that example of all these successful companies like Amazon, all that. When they are successful, richest people in the world, right? But the point is, they were not day and night thinking of becoming the richest person in the world. They were focusing on their business. They were trying to master their business. He was working out of garage, Amazon, all that. Any business, I mean, just go to even a smaller startups. You might have many people in your family, friends who did a startup and who are very successful now, right? But none of them was always trying to say, okay, I want to be the richest guy in this city, I want to have $1 million car. They don't let it overpower. So that burden you have to take out of your trading. That burden. So I tell you example, my trading improved when I realized, right, I don't really need to win every day to make a living, to feed my family, because it was unwarranted burden on you. Don't burden yourself. Take that burden out of your trading, guys. Take that burden out. See how your trading changes. you know Find your burdens which you have, and then trade without, let them go, and then you trade, and then you focus on the process, focus on your long-term goals, right? I have an Excel sheet that I make, maybe I'll show you guys some other time, which shows you the power of compounding. You're trying to make $1,000 a day, and then making wrong decisions, you lose 5,000. Instead you have tried to make 200 a day, and in 3 months, you have made, a lot of money. So that is the thing. Just long-term goals. Don't let a single day ruin rest of your trading career. Don't let one mistake ruin everything. And be ready to lose before you take the trade. Be ready to lose. If you are not ready to lose, you will never win. If you keep thinking about money you have lost and you are desperate to make it back, you will continue to make poor decisions. You will be continue to go in a downward spiral of FOMO, revenge trading, blind buying. You keep doing those. Just focus on long-term goals, guys. Just tell yourself whenever you are trying to make a wrong trade, or whenever you are losing something, just tell yourself, right? Okay, whatever, how old you are, whatever, you have your whole life in front of you. This one day does not matter. Imagine your whole rest of life you are able to make $100 each day. Think about it, where you will be in 40 years. But no, we want to make the freaking $10,000 right today. And then we make bad mistakes, and then we go downward spiral. I can tell you, guarantee you, a lot of us, who are down few 100,000 or whatever accounts last few years, they would have been in much, much better shape, much better shape, if they were not focusing for that big, crazy. So evaluate that, guys. Don't do that. Okay, let's go ahead. Long-term goals. As a new trader without a system, you are stuck in a vicious cycle. Yeah, I understand a lot of the traders have small account, students and all that, that's a different topic. But a lot of us are also, we have a decent job, we have our savings, and we try to work and start trade. So we come, we fund, we lose, we fund more, then we again trade because we are chasing the money that we just lost, right? And then we again trade randomly without a system, maybe joining some alert services. Oh, this service is better than this guy is better than that. And then we keep losing, and then we again fund because we can fund, right? Like I was working for many Fortune 500 clients, and I was working 2 3 clients just to refund. And you just keep going in that circle, funding losing, until you're like, heck, I can't do it. So, that has to stop. And that will only stop once you have money focused mindset. You will put it aside. Don't fund. Don't, if you lost 50,000, don't try to go back, fund 50,000. Make a small account. Prove yourself that you can do 10 good trades. Prove yourself. To nobody else, right? Prove yourself, write on a piece of paper that I can do this. Show yourself that you can do 12 trades out of 20, you can do good. Forget money, who cares? 20 trades, all I ask you to do 20 trades. Out of those 20, can you do 12 good trades? If you can't even out of those 20 trades, if you cannot even do 5 good trades, then how will how can you dream of making that big money? So that's what it is about. And long-term goals take time. They take time, slow and steady. Wait for your best setups. Don't risk everything today. Life is big. Just see how many trading days are there in life, whatever days are there. So set your long-term goals, make an Excel sheet, make a journal. I do that for a lot of people. I show them. So do that. When you are losing big due to a mistake, cut and don't look back. What is done is done. We are so hard. Um, uh, we are so we so it's our nature. It's in our nature. We are losing. Let's say we are losing little money. Let's say we lost a little bit, and that pain is okay. We can bear that pain. We're like, okay, let's hold it. Then the pain becomes bigger. It goes more further down, or we are getting squeezed, whatever is happening. When the pain becomes worst, that is when we cut. Why? We could have cut for a scratch, but we waited for a big wound to cut it. So don't do that. Cut, because your journey is not that just one trade. Your life is long. You have long-term goals. Why are you letting one trade or investment define your trading career? Money stuck in a losing trade is also losing an opportunity cost. You could have traded some other stock which has better chance of giving return than one you are keep averaging in. So guys, focus on long-term goals. Don't do these things. Focus on consistency for coming days, small wins, daily, weekly. Get back on track. If you lost money in a day, don't try to get back in a day. Try to get back in 1 month. Yeah, 1 month. Because you lose money in one day and you think you can recover it in one day. No, because when you lost money in one day, you were doing those emotional, impulsive, wrong decisions. And then you are doing more impulsive, wrong decisions because you are going to size big again to get the money back in that one day. And that will never come. So you have to focus on your weekly, month. I mean, for example, there was a trader, used to talk to me. He lost a lot of his account, and I told him focus yearly, right? I think he lost 20, 30 grand or more than that, maybe 50 grand. And then I got a text from him after a year, and hey, Rip, I recovered all my money and more because every day I was making few hundred, little bit here, little bit there. But he said the main thing he gained out of this 1 year, that he learned what setups work from for him. What he started to see what he was not seeing before. And if he had tried to get that 50 grand in one day or 1 week, he would have lost and he would have been still struggling. So focus on the long term. It's not that hard, guys. Just focus on the long term. Unless of course you need money to pay for your living expenses, then of course you shouldn't be trading because that's a burden you have on your head and it's not going to work. Repenting on money lost impedes your growth. Keep thinking about money lost. It's not going to come back. It will come back when you focus on your process. We always ask the wrong questions. Hey, Rip, how can I get my money back? What can I do? That's the wrong question. The question should be, how can I be a consistent trader? How can I make successful trades? How can I achieve my daily goals? So that should be your mindset, guys. That is a trader's investor mindset. That's not an emotional mindset. If you can't fix the mindset, it's better to step away because then you will lose. It's not worth it. And it's not hard, right? Better than losing money next few months. Just focus on execution and fixing the mindset. When in each trade, focus on weekly, monthly goals. Avoid urge to go huge. Remember, the market will be here tomorrow. It's not going anywhere. If growing an account on green days make you very rash, take out your cash. Take it out. Take it out of your trading account. The whole point is growth of your account. Day trading, swing trading, or investing. It's a percentage growth, not a dollar growth. And don't think you're a bad trader. A trader with 1,000 account growing at 20%, yeah, it's good or same as a trader who is at 100,000 account growing at 20%. Yes, 100,000 trader will have more opportunities due to his account size. So next time you try to put all your money in your OTM calls or in some low float movers, remember your long-term goal. Do not let one trade wipe off your life worth of trading. If you wipe everything today, you will have no money left when a good opportunity arises tomorrow. So don't get drawn into one day, single day, one profit. Do that, you will see the change. How you manage your risk on one trade will define your path to long-term success. Just that one trade will define your path to your long-term success. Either you can keep averaging down, put your whole account in that one trade, and because it's not just about the losing money, each big loss messes up your psyche. Each big loss messes up your psyche. Each big loss will take you back in your mindset. Your mindset, you are improving your mindset. That's fine. But when you go through such losses, your mindset will go back as well. It's like taking one step ahead, two steps back. So avoid those. It's not just about money. A big loss, messes up your mind as well. And you will go back to that money mindset. So there are more than one reason to, not lose big. Stick with your plan, whatever plan you have. Averaging down will ruin your mindset. It's not plan of your plan. Adding to a losing trade is not good. Add to winners, scale. So let's talk about, I'll take the questions at the end, a few more slides left. So we talked about general mistakes. We talked about our general issues as an investor and all that. But when you're an active trader, you're sitting in front of the screen whole day, from the morning till evening, we go through a lot of emotions. So I have been telling this from last 3-4 years. I've been telling people to track your emotions so that you are always in a proper mindset. So we'll talk about that a bit. So during it might sound too philosophical, it might sound too deep, but it does not matter, guys. The game of trading is mental. It's 95% mental. It just takes a toll on your mind. It takes toll on your life. So, but we can make things much, much easier. If we simplify it, if we stop thinking about crazy money for a minute. So ask yourself, whenever you're trading, how are you feeling? Are you angry, frustrated, lost, anxious? I see a lot of those emotions even in our community. Who I am talking about might be here. So that guy was angry one day because it was not working, and next day he was crazy happy because something worked. So the emotional swings, and so if that is going in your mind where you're angry, then step back. Do not trade. Switch off your broker. Take a walk. Talk to family. Make a call. Think about good things in life, guys. There are much better good things in life. Nothing is more than a life, happiness, and family. So don't let the trading ruin that. Did you lose on your last trade? Did you lose big? Did you lose big? You just took a trade and did you lose big? You're probably feeling very angry, frustrated. You want to do revenge trading. You're like, dang, I'm going to take revenge on this market. Yeah, market don't care. So don't do it. Step back, save your capital. Remember, there is no one you're fighting against, man. There is no one. It's all you. Market is same for everyone. Market has no emotions. Are you trying to go a big position to cover your loss? Is that what you're going to do? Don't do it. These are the same emotions, emotional mindset controlling you. Just understand, losing on this next big position, you already lost. Just like I said earlier, you lost 1,000 for a day, and you are like, what does another 200 matter to me? And if I already lost 1,000, I lose more. You take more risk, you lose more. Then you're like, oh, now I can make a big position. I can get everything back. If this time it bounces, I'm going to get all my $1,500 back. Imagine that 1200 loss 50 will become 3000 loss. Ask yourself, why are you doing it? Tomorrow is another day. Come back. When I have these big losses, guys, so I start every day as the first day of rest of my trading career clean. you know I have woken up from such a huge losses, right? My all followers might know, but we're still here, right? Money doesn't can't kill you. So yeah, so are you trying to be greedy? If yes, slow down. Remember, small wins count. Don't let your emotions control you. Take your profit if you're winning, step away. Yes, staying with the trend with your system is a different thing. But when you are greedy means you're going into a trade again and again. You think, oh, it can still run more, it can still run more. You take it out, you go back in, you take it out, you go back in. And finally, if the trend breaks, big flush, you will lose it all. So don't be greedy, step away. It will take time and patience. Are you feeling FOMO? Already talked about it. Are you watching the stock spike and want to get in? Don't let emotions control you. Remember last time you did a FOMO, what happened with you? You will get a next chance to get in early. Don't let your emotions cloud your judgment and control you. Have you lost big for the day? If so, step away, because many things will happen with you. You will try to recover that. Your mind will tell you, no, I cannot let to close this day with such a big loss. It's just one day of your full trading career. Fight that with the other thing in your mind, and then you will know. Just print it out. I mean, I have this on my X as well. You can print it. Have you won big for the day? Step away. You have choice of walking with a big green. Don't lose your profits. Don't fall in love with the same ticker. You are excited, you are happy, and you are overconfident. If these emotions are heavy, don't take any trade. You know, you have a chance to close the day green and enjoy the rest of the day. So these are the things, guys. Those who control emotions are 10%, and those who can't, the 90%. We are all emotional. It's, some things we can do, some things we can't, but we have to adapt. We can't make those mistakes. We can, at least we can control ourselves from those self-destructive tendencies, right? So that's the point. So let's see, guys. So what did we talk about? We talked about our mindset. We talked about how to not have a money mindset and we have a success-oriented mindset. Emotions, discipline, structure trading. Your four pillars: process-oriented, not controlled by money; your behavior, adapt your personality. Everything that happens is every outcome is because of your behavior, not because of the market. You have to admit it. Journal your behavior, make a note. When I was doing, I had like 100 A4 papers written down with my mistakes. So you journal every mistake you do with a screenshot, tell what mistake you did, so your mind starts to learn. So you have to hone your mind. This is the game where you hone your mind to change. You can change, because once you change it, then it becomes automatic and you will see the change and the progress. Make your setups, have your checklist, have your emotional log sheet ready. So all these things you must have. Four pillars and all that. So okay, guys, so there are a few things that I will share with everyone. Those my flashcards about the grading setups and the 25-point mantra on success. What market means. You have to be disciplined, never turn a winner to a loser. Your biggest loser can't exist your biggest winner. So a lot of those things, guys, we can, I will give it to you. But yeah, so now I will take any, we have some time. Yeah, we have a decent time to take questions, and we'll take those questions. And then this is a schedule of some of the next webinars which we'll be doing, a lot of them coming. Okay, so yeah, trust you. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you can join us. Yeah, just use this. Let's use that code if you want to come for to learn. Yeah, yeah. Okay, let's see what question. Instead of cut, what about hedge? I mean, let's talk about questions relating to psychology and mindset, guys. No time to take the technicals. How do you control fear of losing? Yeah, fear of losing, because before you take the trade, you should know that you are going to lose, right? The fear of losing will only be, you will only let it go. If I'm taking a trade, I already know I will lose 500 or 1000 or whatever my risk is. I will have no fear of losing because I already determined my loss. I already know this is what I lose. Then why would you have a fear of losing? No, not taking any technical questions. I teach about it every day on my YouTube. I'm only going to talk about psychology here, guys. Yeah, you can use that discount. Yeah, remember, don't come for alerts. We are not an alert community, educational only, but we talk about trade every day. So guys, if there is no, okay, I have a problem being impatient and open and not waiting 30 minutes for trends and patterns to establish. What's your best advice? So here's the thing, right? So trading at open requires its own practice, right? A lot of my setups work at open, and I do decent on the opening trades. Most of my money is made on opening trades. If you have struggled at the opening trades, you know uh then you don't do it. Just don't turn on your broker. You make a plan pre-market, turn it off at 8:30, come back after 20 minutes, and then do it. If you are like making some wrong decisions at open, just step away at open, come back 20 minutes. I used to do it long time back. I couldn't trade at open, and before I had my setup and systems working for me. um okay, is there an exit psychology? I mean, one thing to note is, if a trade has to work, it has to work pretty soon. If a trade is taking a little long to work, I have seen that, then it will not work. A good setup works right away with your entrance, you know. So yeah, our admins will send the recordings to our community. They will have access. Okay, how can we adapt this way of thinking when account is limited because of size? You have to overnight whenever. So that is the problem, right? With a limited account, you also have another burden on your head. You have limited account, you cannot trade a lot of setups. you know um, you cannot do a lot of things a bigger account can do, but the only thing you can do is try to find the setups that work for small account. I have always hard time explaining the small account cash and margin, because then, as an active trader, especially if you're a day trader, you need to get in and out of positions. That is the problem, right? So I will do another webinar on the small accounts growing the small accounts. I will do a full webinar on that. We'll talk about it at that. I'm always the money, but when I freeze and then turn it red for some reason, it's like stuck in a trance or something. Again, if you have made the money, right? What are you looking at? Are you looking at the charts? Are you looking at the P&Ls? I mean, so are you being too patient? You mean? So if you are, so golden rule, how not to let your green turn red. Close your half position and move the stops up on rest. Make it a rule to have a position and close it half. And that's the problem with the smaller tiny accounts. But it's not with if you have a regular account, any trade you take, let's say you took 500 shares of Tesla today, okay, or maybe 300 shares. I don't know what your account size is. We were trading versus that pre-market low on Tesla 250, right? We risk $2. As Tesla started to go, you take first 300 off, move the stops up, then you take another 200 off, and then leave the last piece. Doesn't matter, the last piece come down. That's the only way you will work on that. Okay. Okay, I'm mindset was the market can go down today, but to morning dip. Otherwise, again. I was watching, but bearish mindset. Yeah, you have to change the bearish mindset. As long as you start to focus on a system, your mindset will change. Work on the system. Most of your problems will go away if you work on the systems. Watch my 4 pillars video. If somebody can share the link in here, that will help you. Maybe I can find that link. So let's see what other questions are there. Okay, 4 pillars video. I can give you guys. I'm gonna suppose second money, and then you'll be fine. Yeah, use that code, guys who want to come join our community. It's yeah. So there you go. Okay, who's every time the price hits a level, I want to slap the buy button, but it's not a good execution price. What should I do? If you want to slap the button, okay, how many shares you usually take? Take one third. Take one third. I know it's hard. Take one third or one fourth. And then if it pulls back to your risk level, then add one fourth. Right? So it's all, guys, everything boils down to sizing, 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 even if you have a setup. How important is for you to stick to stop loss? It is very important. See, my mentality is nothing is too low, nothing is too high. Yesterday, I was long Netflix, broke 370 day before. I don't care that, that I'm down $1 or $2. For me, Netflix can go to 360, 350. Nothing is impossible. It can go anywhere. So I have to stick to my stops. Very important. And always mental stops. Uh, just email them, guys. This should be valid for a while. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, Bob. That's what our team does. Anyways, what's our news source? Guys, okay. You know how much just okay, I don't want to talk about it, but I will answer it. Just the scanners we have in our community are worth $400-500 a month for you. But anyways, I'm not here to talk about that. So guys, any other question or should we wrap it up? Looks like everybody is good. All right, guys, have a great evening. Thank you so much for listening to me for an 1 hour and a half. Remember, you can do it. Success is in you. Conviction is in you. Everybody can do it. Just believe in yourself. Forget money. Focus. Master the process. Then you can master the process. It's not that hard. I know each and every one of you can do it. All right. All right, guys. Take care. Have a great evening. Spend some time with family. This is very stressful job. I'm gonna watch Loki today. And, we'll see you guys. See you guys on the weekend. We'll post some education stuff, and then I will rest of you. I'll see you on Monday. The community people and everyone. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you.